All right, Shalom. All praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. Double honor to the apostles, the great millstone and rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect. I want to go into a lesson dealing with the fate of the nations. And when I say the fate of the nations, I mean all the other nations or the heathens outside of the nation of Israel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the book of Numbers, 23rd, 24th chapter, and maybe a couple more precepts, and just give a in-depth understanding on the fate of the nations, because we push Israel to be delivered. This truth that we've been teaching for all these years now is coming to light, coming to the forefront, is becoming known, so to speak. We got different camps, and I'm just speaking about Great Millstone. We got different camps all over the world now. So this truth is getting out. So I just want to deal with these other heathenistic nations and what's their fate, what's their future, and what's their state to be, or their state to come after this Kingdom America falls. All right. So I'm gonna start at the book of Numbers 23, and I'm gonna start at 1. Now this story is dealing with the king of Moab, Balak, going to this priest, Balaam, which I believe is, or he goes back to Ishmael. He was an Ishmaelite, this priest or whatever, or shaman, or these heathenistic priests, and Balak had went to him because he saw that Israel was coming out of Egypt, okay, after the plagues, after the great deliverance that the Most High did in Egypt. Balak saw that, so he went to Balaam to put a curse upon Israel that they don't do, or that Israel, that we did not do what, or really the Most High, Yahweh, all right, he did not do to Moab what he did to Egypt. So he wanted to put a curse on Israel as they went through the wilderness and getting into the land of Canaan. All right. So I'm gonna start at the first verse. It says, "And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balak had Balaam Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, Stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me, and whatsoever he showeth me I will tell thee. And he went to an high place. And the Most High met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. So Moab was scared of Israel at the time. All right. So they wanted to see what Balaam had to say, what vision that he got from the Most High. Verse 7, And he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me Jacob, and come defy Israel. How shall I curse whom the Most High hath not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord hath not defied? All right. It says, For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Because Israel is as the sand of the sea, as the scripture says, or as the stars of heaven. You can't number us. This is not even a 4th part. All right. It says, Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. So Balaam seen the glory of Israel, and he could have been part of the righteous, part of the Israel, but he wasn't. But that just shows you what you're going to see. Where you see, for one, you see the envy. You're going to see the hate these other nations have. All right. And and as I get into it, you're going to see their fate. Okay. All right, because the Most High says Jacob is a lot of his inheritance. All right. It says, and Balak said unto Balaam, what hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse mine enemies. All right. And behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. And he answered and said, must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth? And Balak said unto him, come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, for whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shalt not see them all, and curse me then from thence. So he was, so Balak would say, well, okay, well look, well we go over here to this new spot, you're just going to see maybe, a couple tribes of them. Just curse them, at least curse that portion, because they were all shook up, after the exodus from Egypt. All right. So I'm gonna jump down. Verse 17, and it says, when he came to him, and behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what hath the Lord spoken? And it's after they went to that the new place. It says, and he took up his parable and said, rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. So no matter what these other nations do, no matter what they do, you can't curse Israel. And no matter what these elites do with their witchcraft and magic and using the media to put us in a bad light, no matter how much prayers they put up using their warlocks and witches and these secret councils, you can't undo what the Most High has done. The Most High has blessed Israel because we're his chosen nation, and that's it. Okay, the end of this world that we're living in now is coming to an end. Okay, the end of this world is nigh at hand. All right. Verse 21, it says, he hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord his power is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. The Most High brought them out of Egypt. He hath as it were the strength of an unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey, and drink the blood of the slain. Because after we're delivered out of the destruction of America and other places around the world in this Armageddon, okay, this upcoming Armageddon or World War III, we're going to come back down. The elect is going to come back down on the earth, all right, and we're going to put the other nations in slavery. We're going to slay a lot of them. We're going to put a lot of them in slavery, and we're going to establish the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua on the earth, man. All right. Verse 25, and Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I thee, saying, all that the Lord speaketh, that I must do? All right. So there wasn't nothing that Balak could do. So now let's go to Numbers 24:1. It says, and when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments. So he forsook all his witchcraft and all that magic and left hand side wizardry, that he knew. All right, and he went straight to the Most High. It says, but he set his face toward the wilderness. All right, it says, and Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes, and the Spirit of the Most High came upon them. All right, and I got the image up here in the background so you can see. It just kind of give you a visual indication of what Balaam saw as the Most High blessed Israel. Because before, I'll just put up the map to show you that, like during the time of the Exodus, I was giving you the route that they took, right? And it said they were coming into Moab up here at the top right where you see Moab at. It was during this time that the Most High was, as the scripture says, He's wrought great things for us. All right. So this is just a visual, to go along with the scriptures. And it says, verse 2, it says, "And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes. And the Spirit of the Most High came upon him. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam the son of Beor had said, and the man whose eyes are open had said," because the Most High dealt with him, through his pineal gland. Verse 4, he had said, "Which heard the words of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open." Verse 5, "How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel! As the valleys are they spread forth as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of line aloes which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters." Because Israel is going to be blessed over the whole planet Earth. Okay? "And his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted." Right? The Most High brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of an unicorn. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies. And this is part of the fate. Now, it mentioned in the previous chapter about the other nations seeing Israel as enemies, where they're our enemies as well. Okay? But it says our fate is to eat up the nations as our enemies. Okay? And the other nations shall be devoured, shall be destroyed. They're going to go into captivity. Okay? It says, "And shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows." Verse 9, "He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion, who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesses thee, and curses he that curses thee." It says 10, "And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together." So he was like, basically, he was like, "Look, man, how many times are you gonna keep, how many times are you? It's a lot. How many times are you gonna keep blessing these people?" Okay. So he says, "And he smote his hands together, and Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times." Verse 11, "Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor." Because the Most High has a different plan, man. These other nations, they try to get a one-up over the nation of Israel, but the Most High, He's going to do His will. Okay? The scripture talks about the heart of the king is in the Most High's hand, so to speak. And it says, and he turneth it whithersoever He will. So, whether you're the king or a priest or other nation or whatever, the Most High is in control, man. Okay? All right? And that's why, and I'm going to get it. And that's why it says in the Psalm, the 2nd chapter, it says, "Why do the heathen rage? Why do they imagine a vain thing?"